Sairam Manoj sir, good evening, namaskar, and welcome to our first Swar Shravan session for 2023. And without further ado, sir, over to you to introduce us with the artists for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Seshadriji, and namaskar to everyone, and welcome all of you for session number 28 of Swar Shravan. First of all, wishing you all a very, very happy and a music filled new year, a blissful new year. And what more blissful can we feel when we listen to such amazing music by all these great maestros, right? So, today is the turn of a male vocalist, and as always, we have for you a legendary male vocalist. Somebody who came to fame extremely late in his life, but what fame did he achieve? To the extent that the government of India honored him with the second highest civilian honor of India, that is Padma Vibhushan. And of course, he also was previously honored with Padma Bhushan and Padma Shri. So we are talking about an artist of such humongous caliber, right? So, someone who represented two very distinct gharanas as in the schools of music that we have in Indian classical music. Can you please mute yourself? Sorry. Thank you. So, he represented two very, very distinct gharanas of Indian classical music. Like I was saying, gharana as in schools of music that we have in Hindustani classical music, and a true legend, a doyen of our music. And we are talking about none other than Pandit Mallikarjun Mansur ji. Yes, Pandit Mallikarjun Mansur ji. And as you can see on the screen, Seshadri ji brings on his picture for all of us to see and do our pranams to Pandit ji. So let's start our session for today. As always, we'll start the presentation, and then as we move forward, we will talk about Pandit ji's gaiki and his style of singing. So here we go. Rag Jaunpuri to start with. It's a late morning melody. Sa re ma pa dha ma pa sa dha dha pa ma pa ni dha dha ma pa dha ma pa ga re ma pa ga re sa re ma pa sa dha dha pa. This is a feel of Rag Jaunpuri. So it's a typically sort of a high pitched rag, meaning concentrating more in the middle and the higher octaves. And Pandit ji presents for us two compositions. One, a very traditional composition in Vilambit Teen Tal called Hoon To Jaiye, and the Drut one is also in Teen Tal. So here we go with Pandit ji presenting for us Rag Jaunpuri.
396 kilobytes, 2000 file info, button, 06 Rag 02 Rag Malavi, file info, selected, select slash, back button, pause, button.
वाह. वाह. Aha, वाह. Aha. Aha. वाह.
जौनपुरी
रात बिरगन के हमरे रात हमारे
Wow. You know, it is morning time over here in the US, and of course, people in India listening to this when it is night time for all of you. What a wonderful way to wake up, and even what a wonderful way to maybe end your day, also, isn't it? Absolutely like exhilarating stuff, wasn't it? You know, and just imagine Panditji came to fame well after the age of 60, 60, and to be able to sing like this after such a late um arrival on the music scene, and with so much strength even at that age, just imagine the kind of dedication, discipline, practice that must have gone for him to be able to achieve this, right? It is just so exhilarating. So that was Rag Jaunpuri for you. And like I mentioned at the beginning of the session, Panditji was the doyen of two of the very popular gharanas of our music, Gwalior and Jaipur. And many of the patterns that he was singing were typical Gwalior gharana, those fast tans, and especially in the Drut Teental compositions that we heard, the way he was doing bol tans, meaning tans using the words of the composition, and also amazingly breathless tans that he was singing, And like I said, again, I would like to reiterate this, that at that age, he was able to control his breath, just simply so amazing, I remember listening to him at the age, meaning when he was at the age of around 80 odd, and absolutely spellbound it used to be when he would sing. That was the kind of force and impact that he could have with his singing. And something very amazing that I've always noticed about his singing, and I'm sure all of you will also agree with me as you listen to him during this session, that he has a very devotional touch to his voice. There's so much involvement. Of course, everybody is involved, no doubt, but the kind of involvement that Panditji shows, or that reflects in his singing, is just so amazing. So that was Rag Jaunpuri for you. Now the next one, in fact the next two compositions are actually based on relatively not so popular rags. So this next one is a rag called Rag Malavi, in which Panditji sings a composition in Madhyalay Jhaptal, which is 10 beats cycle. So Rag Malavi, so it's a very interesting rag. I would not want to talk about that rag right now. Let's first listen to Panditji and then we can probably talk about it more. So this is Rag Malavi by Pandit Mallikarjun Mansur ji.
Slash head add button. Search field. Name date date play all tab bar. Play selected inbox. 0 to Rag Malavi MP3 11. Select slash back button. Speech off.
वाह. This is Pandit ji's son accompanying him, Raj Shekhar Mansur ji, who is also singing along with Pandit ji. Wow. So what an amazingly interesting rag, isn't it? People who have heard classical music, you would have found touches of rag vibhas in this rag, and also a little bit of hindol. So which means this is basically a morning rag, rag Malavi. sa ga pa dha sa da sa sa da ma da sa pa ga pa dha pa ga pa ga re sa ga pa dha sa da. So this is Rag Malavi for you. In every note or every phrase that Panditji sings, I have always felt the touch of devotion. And there is so much of, if you listen to his interviews on YouTube also, you will see that innocence, when somebody is just doing music and nothing else, they have that innocence in them, and when they speak, there is so much purity and like a childlike exuberance, if we may call it. And that's only because the joy that they get out of singing and presenting their music in front of people is just so immense, So that was Rag Malavi for you. The next one is a rag called Nat Bihag. So it's a combination of Jod Rag, as we call it, combination of Nat and Bihag. Sa re ga ma pa. This is Nat for you. Pa ga ma re ga sa sa re ga ga ma ma pa. And then we have Bihag. Ga ma pa ni sa pa pa ga ma pa ma ga re ga ma pa ma ga ma re ga sa sa re ga ga ma ma pa. And then there's a slight touch of a note which is a little bit of a surprise. Re re ga ga ma ma pa ga ma ni da pa. So that's a surprise note there. So the composition that we'll be listening to from Panditji in Rag Nat Bihag is in Drut Teen Tal, and incidentally this composition actually was taken in one of the old movie songs, and it was actually sung by Lata Mangeshkar ji, and it was a pretty popular composition at that time. I'm sure some of the old timers that are listening to this session might remember that composition sung by Lata ji in a movie. I don't recollect the name of the movie, but Jan 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 Payal Baje Jan 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 Pa. Now the original composition of that song is what we are going to listen to from Pandit ji. So here we go, Rag Nat Bihag.
Speech on. File info. 03 Ragnath Bihag MP3. Select slash. Back button. Speech off.
That was so nice. Rag Nat Bihag for you, friends. And so in this rag, you notice that, when Panditji was singing Tans, unlike the first composition that we heard in Rag Jaunpuri, in which he really was exhilarating with his fast-paced Tans, in this one, he was singing short, medium-paced Tans, but equally attractive, isn't it? So it's not about always singing fast, but singing attractive. And even when you're singing Tans, it should reflect that peace in your mind. Many a times, when you sing fast, it may feel that you're really rushing and you really want to get done with it. But even in that fast-paced singing, the kind of peace that Panditji portrays is just so amazing and inspiring for all of us to see. It almost reminds me of the nitty-gritty of life that we go through every day, and we sometimes are not even aware as to when the day starts and when the day ends, and then when the day finishes and then we are just about to retire, we just feel just so tired, because of all that we would have done during the day. But then when we are doing all our activities, which we have to do as part of our duties, if we just keep our mind calm and just take a break, short breaks in between, and just help our mind to be at peace, then at the end of the day, you look forward for the next day to rise, and that energy carries forward onto the next day. So it's kind of similar to the way Panditji sings. Even when he's singing fast Tans, it feels as if he's just like taking a walk in the park, So now, next one is the interview. This is in Marathi, and in this, Panditji is actually interviewed by another legend, Pandit Ashok Ranade ji. So let's listen to this interview and move forward.
Speech on. 04 interview MP3. Select /back button.
बुवा निळकंठ बुवा आणखीन चाफेकर बुवा ह्यांच्या शिक्षणाचा तुमच्यावर नक्की काय परिणाम झाला? तुम्हाला तिथून काय मिळालं?
मला ते सुरुवातीला स्वराध्याय, तालाध्याय हे दोन्ही शिकवत होते.
बर.
सुरुवातीला सरिगम आकार, स्वराची शुद्धी हे शिकवत होते, आणि ताल, हातात ताल पकडायला आला पाहिजे, म्हणजे सगळ्या ताल, त्याची मात्रे आणि हे. आणि सकाळी 4 वाजता मला उठवत होते, आणि रियाज म्हणजे सरिगम आकार, अलंकार.
बर.
आणि नंतर 10च्या सुमारला एक असं छोटेसे चीज स्वतः डगा घ्यायचे, ते शिकवायचे. आणि 1 वर्ष 2 वर्ष गेल्यानंतर मोठे मोठे ख्याल सुरुवात केली, आणि शिकवत होते. संध्याकाळी सकाळी वेळ मिळेल तेव्हा शिकवत होते, आणि मुलासारखं मला प्रेम केले त्याने, अगदी मुलासारखं. आणि चाफेकर बुवा सुद्धा त्यावेळेला येऊन बसत होते. त्यांची फार दोस्ती होती, म्हणजे गुरुबंधूच ते. आणि असं माझं शिक्षण त्यांच्या घरी राहून, सेवा करून, मुलासारखं राहून, काय त्यांची कृपा, शिक्षण संगीत शिकवले. मग त्यांचीच कृपा म्हणायची, त्यांची मेहरबानी म्हणायची.
बुवा मंजी खां साहेबांची जी तुमची गाठ पडली, ग्वाल्हेर घराण्याच्या शिक्षणाचा अध्याय संपवून तुमचा जो दुसरा अध्याय सुरू झाला, त्याविषयीचं थोडं आपण आता बोलूया. मंजी खां साहेब मुंबईला राहत होते आणि
मी मुंबईला राहत होतो.
बर.
तेव्हा प्रोग्राम गिराम होत होते गणपतीत, गणेश चौथीत. आणि विष्णुपंत पागनीस आणि पेटकर ह्या दोघांचे एक सराफी दुकान होता, तिथे मी बसलो होतो. आणि विष्णुपंच पायनीसना मी सांगत होते की पुढे शिकावं, माझं असं इच्छा आहे, कोणाच जवळ शिकावं असं विचार करत होतो. संध्याकाळी एक दिवशी म्हणजे का साहेब त्यांच्या दुकानात आले, त्यांची ओळख होतं. तर ते विष्णुपंत पायनीस काय म्हणाले, खासाब हा पोरगा चांगला गातो, नाव घेऊ झालेले आहे आणि ह्यांचं इच्छा आहे की शिकावं, कोणाच जवळ शिकावं हे प्रश्न आहे आम्हाला. तर आणखीन काय केले, ते पाहिजे तर तुम्हाला त्यांची रेकॉर्ड निघाले, रेकॉर्ड तुम्हाला ऐकवतो, ग्रामोफोन रेकॉर्ड. आणि बाजूला एक एजंटची एक दुकान होती, तिथे जाऊन एक गौड मल्हारची आणि अढाणची एक रेकॉर्ड निघाले होते, ते ऐकवले त्यांना. ते लगेच म्हणजे कसं म्हणाले, आमचं गाणं हा ना येईल, मी शिकतो म्हणाले. योगा बरं आहे म्हणून दुसऱ्या महिन्यालाच आमची गंडाबांधन सुरू झालं आणि शिक्षण सुरू झालं.
इथे आपण थोडासा पुन्हा तुमच्याकडून हा विचार ऐकूया की ग्वाल्हेर घराण्याच्या गायकीच्या स्वरूपात आणि जयपूर घराण्याच्या गायकीच्या स्वरूपात तुम्हाला काय फरक वाटले?
आता जयपूर घराण्याच्या गायकीमध्ये प्रत्येक तालाची मात्रा आणि त्याची रेंज प्रत्येक ठिकाणी त्या लयची अंगानं बढत, विस्तार, विदार जे काय होतं ते लयच्या अनुरोधानं ते विस्तार करतात. आणि ग्वाल्हेरची घराण्यात असं राहील, तुम्हाला कुठून उठतात ते समजत नाही, पण समेला बरोबर येतात, म्हणजे लक्षात त्यांची लयची कल्पना असते. आणि ग्वाल्हेर घराण्याची वैशिष्ट्य म्हणजे त्यांच्यात टप्प्याची अंग जास्तीत असते, टप्पा टप्पा.
आणि इकडे जयपूर घराण्यामध्ये ध्रुपदाचा अंग जास्त,
म्हणजे स्वराची मेंढ आणि एक स्वरापासून दुसऱ्या स्वराची लिंक असं हे जास्तीत असतं.
तर आपण बुवानं थोडं असं सांगणार आहोत की ही गुंतागुंतीच्या ताना ज्या तुमच्या आहेत त्याचा कुठेतरी सहजपणाचा जो स्पर्श आहे तो वेगळा काढून आपण बघायचा आहे आज. तुम्ही कुठलीही बंदी घ्या आणि त्याच्याबरोबर जरा तानक्रिया नुसती आपण लागोपाठ बघूया थोडा काळ.
वा, wow. See, we have been talking about Panditji's tans, meaning when he sings those swars at a fast pace, and that's what we heard at the end of the interview when interviewer Pandit Ashok Ranedeji asked him exactly about this feature of his singing, and the way Panditji demonstrated, just so amazing. And again, at the cost of saying like a broken record, I just want to remind all of you that this, after he was way past 60, at the age of 65, 70, just so inspiring. Wow. So the next one is a semi-classical composition that Panditji sings for us in rag Mishra Gara. And interestingly, This recording that I found on YouTube was when he was probably much younger. I think it was almost like a recording from the pre-independence era. Now, Panditji was born in 1910, December 31st. I think he passed away somewhere in the 90s, 97, 98, if I'm right. So this recording was probably in the 1930s even, or early 40s that he sings. So you will notice a huge difference in his voice where he sounds much younger. And this thumri that Panditji presents is in Tal Adha, 16 beats, also called as Chachar. So Rag Mishra Gara. So Mishra Gara, मोए पन घट पे नंद लालचे, all those compositions. So this is Rag Mishra Gara Thumri by Panditji.
John. 05 Rock 2023.
See, now
Selected. 0
we
from
heard
position
all
MP3,
those
8
fast
2023,
stance that
01.
Panditji sang for us in his earlier presentations. But this was a semi-classical composition in which we heard, all those delicate intricacies that Panditji sang. The slight, very subtle touches on the swars that he was demonstrating for us, and which is the requirement for a semi-classical presentation. So absolutely multifaceted, isn't it? So amazing. And we finished this session with another aspect of his singing, and that is devotional singing. And as I mentioned, his singing demeanor, if I were to say, is itself of such a high degree of devotion that it exudes. And it will be so amazing for us to listen to a devotional song from him to begin with, to conclude our session. Rag Bhairavi, as we know that we conclude our sessions with a composition in Rag Bhairavi, and this is a very popular Meera bhajan that Panditji is going to be singing for us, Jogi Mat Ja. So here we go, Panditji, with this Meera bhajan in Rag Bhairavi.
File info. 06 Rag Bhairavi Bhajan. Select
प्रेम भक्ति को बेदो न्यारो प्रेम भक्ति को बेदो न्यारो हमको गलत बता जा जोगी मत जा मत जा मत जा अगर चंदन की चितार जाए अगर चंदन की चितार जाए अपने हाथ जला जा जोगे मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगे मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगे जल भर भई भस्म की देरी जल भर भई भस्म की देरी अपने अंग लगा जा जोगी मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी मत जा मत जा मत जा जोगी मेरा कहे प्रभु गिरधर नगर 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 मेरा गिरधर नगर गिरधर नगर मेरा कहे प्रभु गिरधर नगर ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा जोगी ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा जोगी ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा जोगी ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा जोगी ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा ज्योति में ज्योत मिला जा जोगी ज्योति
Wow. Let's, salute this true legend of our music, and, uh, pray to the Lord Almighty that may we all get inspired, not just with his music, but the way he presents his music. And if we can implement that in our lives, the feeling of devotion towards music, and not just towards music, but anything that we do, to be calm, not to be rushed, and just have that exuberance, the innocence, and the purity, like Panditji exudes through his music.
आया कुछ तो है
So I hope that
हाँ मनोज
all of you. Yes, do you have any questions, sir?
मनोज दिस इज किरण हेलो
Yes.
हेलो
Yes.
यस
So, friends, thank you so much for being part of this. It was just so amazing
like it
for
was.
us to be able to present this session. And for the next session, we will be meeting on the second Sunday of February, that is February 12th. And the timing will remain the same, that is 11 o'clock Eastern, that is 9:30 Indian Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. that is Eastern Indian Standard Time. So thank you so much for being part of this session, the first for this year. And until next time when we meet in February, stay safe, listen to wonderful music, stay healthy, and stay in bliss. Thank you and namaskar.
Namaste.
Namaste.
This is Manojji. Namaste. This is Preeti Cholera.
Namaste.
Namaste. Namaste. Happy New Year
Namaste.
2022. Thank you.